Hi, I'm Terry Brock, and welcome to this recap of the Consumer Electronics Show of 2011. Wow, what a show it was, and I've got some information for you. I was right there on the floor, went in as press, so I got the, insider information where you got to know the secret handshake, how to get in and all that, and I want to share this with you, particularly on how it's going to help you in your business, the kind of things that will be most helpful for you. And so as we look at January 2011 and the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, as I like to call it, the land of gizmos, gadgets, and geeks galore. I got together this year with about 140,000 of my closest friends, and we did a lot of things. It was a great show. A lot of good information going on, and highlights were amazing because there was so much going on. I want to share that with you. Panoply of excitement, information overload. There's a lot going on, and we're going to take a look at it today. Some of the key technologies, even before we get started, I want to share with you. Well, of course, I've got to say Skype, because I really see what was happening there as some breakthrough. We introduced group video calling. As you know, I'm now the chief Skype enterprise blogger, so yeah, a little bit prejudice on that, but nevertheless, this is powerful. It gives you some real skills, not just to show a bunch of people on the screen, but for business. There's some real income-generating opportunities here to give you a competitive advantage. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in this broadcast, so stay tuned. There's a lot available. You can see with Skype now, you can put multiple sources on the screen. You can have really up to 10 people in different locations on there. So we'll talk about that. Also, Skype Mobile was pretty big, and we were talking about that as well. It's now available on Android, on iPhone, on your Symbian, Wi-Fi phones you can use it, and of course your Sony PSP, cordless phones. There's lots available where you can use Skype, but particularly on those Android, iPhone, Symbian devices, and more coming all the time. And this gives you another competitive advantage. But we're going to talk about those. Another key factor, tablets. Tablets were really big. We see the iPad is hot. Over 10 million sold. New entrants coming along all the time. And matter of fact, one of the hot ones is the Samsung Galaxy. That Samsung Galaxy looks very nice. It's got some nice features that are more on the Windows side, more on the Android side, those types of things. It's a competitor to Apple's iPad. And the competition really makes everyone a little bit more on their toes and a little bit better all the way through. Biggest theme, though, at CES? Well, I think the real big one was innovation. We're out of the muck. We want to get out of that muck that we were in that was holding everyone back. And a good way to lead that was with the book written by Gary Shapiro, The Comeback. Gary Shapiro is the president and the CEO of the Consumer Electronics Association, CEO of the CIA, or CEA. It sounds pretty good, almost like CIA, but CEA. And Gary's done very well with that. He's a great guy. I had a chance this year, again, to interview him, and you have got to see the video. It's on my website, and it's really not only inspiring, but also educational. You can see exactly what needs to be done. He doesn't pull any punches on this one. When you read the book, don't read it if you're a little bit shy or timid or afraid of things that might step on your toes. Read the book and you're going to get some ideas. You might not agree with all of them, but he gives some real solid information that we can use as a nation to help get us out of that. It's on the website at terrybrock.com, so be sure and look into that. I think more than anything, there was a sense of optimism. And that is important. That's important for any turnaround, whether it's economic, physical, whatever. And we're sensing that right now. It's welcome, and we need that type of thing that's there. Key technologies again. Let me loop back to this one and talk to you about some of the things that are available for you, that are going to work for you in your business, that we saw at the Consumer Electronics Show. Skype Group Video Calling is going to be one that gives you a competitive advantage. I want you to think about this. Think about how you could set it up. You would initiate it and be able to bring in about 9 other people, up to 9, you don't have to get that many, of key people that are really smart, key decision leaders in a particular industry. Those of you that are speakers, that are coaches, that are consultants, listen to this. You can find some key experts, maybe with disagreeing opinions on a particular hot topic. Bring them in, and you are the host now, showing the audience, that key industry, what is going on and what's happening. Where are we going to go? How are we going to get out of this here in the widget industry, etc.? It does cost you $8.99 a month for it. It's a premium service from Skype, but only one person has to have it. You got to make sure, though, that all the others have the right technology. They need the bandwidth, and they need a little bit more than a 1979 computer to get through there. Get them a modern computer, a good, faster computer, Make sure they've got good bandwidth, and by that I mean bandwidth. What I would recommend, this is not the Skype representations, but what I would recommend, at least about 5 megabits per second download, minimum. More is better. And then upload, which is really the key, I would recommend at least 1 megabit upload speed or greater. If you can get at 1.5, 2, or greater than that, you're even better, particularly with Skype, because it's your voice and your video going up to the net. But think about how you can use this now. Once you got the technology locked in, it gives you a real competitive advantage in a marketplace where everybody's saying, hi, come to my webinar. Hi, come to my podcast. Hi, I've got a great article. Those are your competitors. You can come out in something far ahead of that with Skype video. Tablets also really hot. We want to have these. As I've talked to you before, I love and use my little iPad here. This is one that I have used extensively, have found it to be really, really helpful in many ways. Matter of fact, one of the things I'm using right now is a little technology here. Look at this. It's called One Free Hand. One Free Hand, and it gives you the ability, nothing real fancy, but just to hold it like this, and I can read very easily. Then I can flip it over here to look at it sometimes on portrait style or landscape, either way, landscape this way, and I can look at it, see it very easily, and something like this. Little device costs $20. Very, very simple, and it gives you the ability to do a lot. Well, tablets give you the ability to get more done. It is now the computing platform of choice for many. Yes, we're still going to use laptops. We're not giving them up. But we find that we can gain a lot of advantages by using the tablets that are instant on, that have a much longer battery life, give us access to the net. We can do our note-taking and word processing. Now with Google mobile apps, you can create your documents on Google in the cloud. You don't even need a word processor per se. So it's changing the game dramatically because of that technology, and you want to get on top of that. CompUSA, I did a video with them, and you've got to see this. It is amazing. And I got a chance to talk with Lonnie Paul, and he showed, like he's doing right here, some of the data centers that they have at CompUSA, and it gives you the ability to see what people are doing, what technology does, and they blend the technology with customer care. Notice what he does here, and you'll see it on the video there. You can select the types of devices that you want, what you want in your computer, and then when you submit that, it will come back with a selection offering for you, and say, well, based on what you want with this, and these parameters, here's the machine that we recommend for you. And they'll even go further, and they say, hey, let's check and see if we have that in stock. And if we don't have it here, where would it be, or what time will we have it, etc. It's really leveraging the technology and making it easier for customers. Watch that video, and I want you to think, how can I blend that into my business? How can I automate so many of the standard questions that customers ask? Automate that, and then be there as a human being to help them answer the other questions, to care, hold their hand through the more difficult parts of whatever product or service you have, and use the combination. It's not either or, it's both and. You can watch that video over at terrybrock.com. So be sure and go over there and watch the one with Lonnie Paul. He's the Vice President of Marketing and Strategic Initiatives at CompUSA. And that's also, by the way, SystemX and Tiger Direct are all together now and doing very well, by the way. Able Planet brought about some headphones. Again, they just keep doing a great job, not only technologically, because they're using the Linux audio, which is special technology built in, so you can have stronger audio in your right ear than your left ear, or your left and right, depending on what you need. See, their roots go back to care for the hearing enabled and care for those who are hearing impaired. They are able to build in technology so that people who couldn't hear before now can hear. And they do it in some amazing ways. Bounce over to their website, look around and see what they've got. I'm using their Clear Harmony headphones myself. They gave me a pair of those several years ago, and I've been using those. They still work beautifully. They've been around the world twice, plus all over the United States many times, and I use them extensively. I would recommend looking into that for headphones. Cobra Headsets has done very well also. I've got a video over at terrybrock.com about this where I was able to demonstrate one of their new devices, one of their ones, the CBTH5. This is great for over the ear. You listen to the calls that are coming in. It's got that noise suppression, and it also has a lot of other capability. Megan Murphy was there, and she was able to show us some of the things that had happened on it, what it can do for you. And this video is available also on the website. Be sure and check that out. If you're in the market for some headsets, use that. I've been using the Cobra TH1 right here, this, and I love when you put this on. The quality of sound is great, and here's the real key for business and advantage. It's got a noise canceling technology built in here, and I have seen the videos where people are standing next to somebody with a chainsaw and with a ATV, that all-terrain vehicle in the background making noise, and the person on the other end can't even hear that noise. And of course, being the jaded journalist that I am, I thought, yeah, right. And so I tested this standing not in front of an ATV, but went out with a very loud radio, because sometimes you're in an environment where it's loud. Turn the radio up very loud, and the person on the other end, my assistant Natalia, was listening, and she said, can't even hear the radio, just barely something in the background on that, because I'm standing right next to it, and it's just blaring, too loud, and we're able to hear it because of this. Well, they build that into the technologies of their headsets at Cobra, and they do a really good job of it. Watch that video, and you'll see what I mean on that one. 3D TV, well, this was the one that was really big last year. 3D TV was huge. Everyone's getting into it. This year, not quite so big. I think, just personally, people said, gee, the 3D looks nice, but we don't want to keep wearing those glasses. We don't want to wear something extra. When we can crack that, there's a few that are starting to make some progress in that area, so that we don't have to have the 3D glasses on, particularly if you're wearing glasses and you got to put glasses on top of your glasses. It makes it a little bit tough. But I think 3D still has a strong future, that's where we'll be eventually, just not quite there yet. I think more than anything, what we saw at Consumer Electronics this year, 2011, it's evolutionary, not so much revolutionary. I didn't see anything that just blew the doors off the joint with, wow, this is incredibly good. The cars were there. Ford was a big sponsor and talking about their electric cars, and that's good, but I still see that as more evolutionary. We've heard about these things coming for a long time. However, the real wise business person will be the one who says, I see what's going on, and I'm going to take this and this, put them together, and come up with something that really meets the needs of the marketplace. Here's one for an example that we've had for a while, but they do it in a creative way. It's called Dyno, DYYNO. Yeah, they use 2 Y's in there. And they have streaming video on the net. Now, here's a video that I captured just yesterday when I was talking to one of their people, Melanie. She was able to show me, there she is, smiling, and was showing me the kinds of technologies they have so that you can broadcast a live event. Now, hey, those of you that are speakers, coaches, trainers, you listen up. This is one that's going to be helpful to you, because you can have your own session and broadcast it over the net so that people will be able to get all or portions of your seminar. It can be for fee or for free. Yeah, and yes, you can archive it and store it. The quality was something I was very impressed with. At only 600 kilobytes per second download, you're able to get pretty nice video that way. Now, the more you have, the better, but when you use this, it can do very well. I'd recommend looking into that. They have reasonable prices, starting at $19.95 a month. So you figure for $20 a month, you could get on the net. You can have your streaming video there, and it looks pretty nice. I'm still waiting to hear from the folks at Ustream, have left messages, but haven't heard anything back from them. So we're still waiting to hear on that. But Dyno does look very good, starting at that and going up to much higher prices, depending on how many people you have and that are watching. You can get a lot more video and pics over at terrybrock.com. Matter of fact, here, I'm going to just bounce over here and show you what I've got. Here on my website, you'll see that I've got 2011, What Was Hot. Here's the video I was telling you about with Lonnie Paul. There it is. And here's the one with Megan Murphy. Actually, there's 2 of them with her. One of their tools that they had was called iRadar, so that it's social media with GPS and radar censoring. And we think, what? How does that work? Well, when you're driving along, it'll let you know when there is a camera on a red light, when there is a police with a laser that they're trying to find out how fast you're going, etc. And it ties into other people that have been there that said, hey, there's a cop up here at 4th and Main, watch out for them. Or there's a cop over this hill as you go over mile marker such and such. And now people are sharing this information, and their iRadar gives you a way to do it. You can also see some nice Korean technology with widescreen video. It looks pretty impressive. And there's Megan again with that. And here's some folks that have iBoard share. So those of you that are presenters and you're making presentations, you can do this over the net. You can capture it, and it works really well. Oh, and by the way, an exciting thing. In the video, here's the inside scoop when you listen to this. He talks about something you cannot do with Skype and you can do it with Skype. So there's a way to do that. Those of you in the coaching program, you'll find out about that because I'm going to tell you how you can use this as part of your presentations and really get a competitive advantage. And here's another tool that's out, Vidyo, V-I-D-Y-O, and I got a chance to see that. Very impressive technology and nice. Starting at around $20 a month and up to $10,000, you can buy your own server. It gives you the ability to have really nice video running so that you can have people from around the world. They did that here, and you're able to see what's going on. Watch that video. I think you'll find it very interesting. Also here, I've got a whole bunch of good pictures. I just took a bunch of pictures, and you want to see what's going on at CES, all types of different things. You can just watch these pictures and see what's available, how they worked, and yes, I took a lot of pictures so you can see what's there and just uploaded those for you. And in addition to that, press releases. Here's where I wanted to give you an inside scoop. As press, I get a lot of press releases. So I wanted to make these available to you, those that I thought were particularly nice. You can read them over, take a peek at them, and then see if it applies to you. And here's that interview that I had with Gary Shapiro. This is the one that I talked with him, and he gave us some real good insights. He gave some good insights, and a lot of people who have seen this have made some very positive comments on it, of what's available, how it can relate, etc. And these are here. I would recommend for you, listen to it, and why not let the world know what you think as well. Go back in there and take a look at what Gary had to say. Notice what he's saying about innovation. This relates to our country. Those of you that are in the United States, those of you outside the United States, the principles still apply. And the concept of innovation applies not just for technology, not just for companies. It applies for many, many different areas of our life. You can use these principles that he talked about for the American government and the economy, and you're able to use those for your own company as well. So bounce over to terrybrock.com, take a peek at those, and you'll see what I mean by that and the kind of capabilities that are there for you. So more video and pics, terrybrock.com. And for those of you that are in the High Achievers coaching system, get ready. I'm going to give you this and more. I've got some real insights on how you can use what's there, some other technologies that are out that can help you make some money, give you a real competitive advantage. And matter of fact, you don't want to be the person who doesn't have this kind of information based on what's going on. So that's those of you that are members of the High Achievers coaching system. And if you're not, we have a few slots left. You might want to look into that. And back over at terrybrock.com, you'll see the details on all of that. We've got a bonus for you here on the Verizon iPhone. This was not part of CES, but I'm going to let you know what the inside scoop is and the strategy on that of where you need to go with the iPhone 4 now available on Verizon and what you need to do. That's for those of you that are in the coaching program. So in a summary, well, there was a lot going on, a lot happening with Consumer Electronics Show, many different things happening from pictures to the new ideal. Matter of fact, over here in the lower right corner, new hard drives that give you the ability to run your machine longer, run your computer faster, a lot better. I had an interview with OWC, that's Other World Computing, and they provide a lot of drives. I got a chance to talk with Larry O'Connor, and he is the CEO, founder. Started it when he was in 8th grade. Now it's a multi-million-dollar leader in the high-tech industry, and they're doing some amazing things there, but we're going to talk about that and more. Well, thanks for joining me. I'm Terry Brock, and the Consumer Electronics Show, January 2011, was outstanding. I think it was one of the best we've had in a long time, and a lot of good things happening on there. For more information, well, those of you that are members of the coaching program, I'm going to be answering your questions and helping you to find out about what's going on with this, how it works, and the kind of capabilities that are there. I'll look forward to hearing from you. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for joining me.